Hey everyone, I know it's been a minute since since I've uploaded a video. I've been just crazy busy with my 9 to 5 and taking care of other things. So I have a couple of updates. Today's video is about a few things that have actually taken place over the last 2 days, as well as my personal opinion. And I want to say, and I want to make sure that I am very clear on this, my personal opinion on what really qualifies me as an audio consultant. And again, I'm going to talk about myself. I'm not going to make references about anyone else. Okay. Anyhow, let's start with the updates. Update number one, guys, is something that I have been waiting for 5 weeks now, and it is finally here. I think you guys are going to really enjoy this because I am going to be the very first person that is going to attempt to do this. Let me first show you what I'm talking about. Here you go. Critical mass. The stand for the Mephisto is here. There it is. If you were wondering which platform that is, if you're wondering about this unit, this is the frame. I am going to show you a little bit about this, how this is put together. So this thing has ball bearings, as you can see. So there are ball bearings that go here on all four corners. Every corner has a ball bearing, and then you place this on here. This platform right here is about 90 pounds heavy. It sits right on top of those four thingies here, for these discs. Sits right there. So the ball bearing absorbs a lot of the vibration. In addition to that, you got the spikes with another plate in here. And you also have these things that you stick on the bottom of the amplifier, basically on the feet of the amplifier. So that is what this stand is. It's a critical mass stand. I've always heard great things about this company. This is my very first time buying a stand like this. This is serious right here. This is a very I can't remember the model off the top of my head. There are different shelves, or as Critical Mass calls it, filters. Critical Mass calls these, what seems to be a shelf, filters. So there are different filters that you can buy, meaning shelves. The more expensive this is, the more it helps the product. They told me today that you're looking at approximately 300 hours of break-in time. So I guess furniture or stands or isolation devices, however you want to call it, do have to go through a settling period, if you will. Okay, so what I am wanting to do is essentially do a before. So I'm going to do the Mephisto there with the Wilsons before, and then I'm going to do an after with the stand. I want to see if you guys can hear a difference. And I think that's going to be very exciting for a lot of you guys that are wondering, can a stand really make an audible difference? Right? That's going to be cool, right? That's going to be a very impressive thing to do. And also, we get to see how transparent the Mephisto is to stands. I think every amplifier is different, and it reacts or interacts different with the platform that it sits on. But I'm curious to know about the Mephisto itself. So one of my future videos, guys, I will do an A and B. Before, I'll shoot a video, and the only difference will be the after, which is the Mephisto on top of this thing. Right now, I don't have any help to lift that monster and put it on top of this stand, but I will hopefully over the next few days. And so I'll shoot a video maybe a day in advance before I go through the hassle of putting it on top of this critical mass stand, and be able to give you a video of the same music, same level, same volume, same cables, identical. It's just a before and after the stand is made part of the system. So that's update number one. All right. I know you guys can't wait for that. So this just got here. So we'll see how this goes. Another update, as you'll see on my screen, I took delivery of the AudioQuest Dragon speaker cables. If you want to see what those are, because as you guys know, I no longer have my dearly loved Nordos Odin speaker cables. So you have it right there. I got exactly 6 feet. It's pretty tight, guys. Very tight. It's limiting how much I can really spread the speakers into the room, but I don't think I'll need to do anything else as far as like the distance of the speakers. As far as the separation between the speakers, right? I think I'm as far as I'm going to go, but that's about 6 feet. And it's right now lifted by the lifters that AudioQuest sells. There's actually a review that came out this month. Look it up on these thingies. You guys can look it up. It came out. Positive Feedback, I believe, is the website that reviewed these things. Okay, and they're not really expensive. You can buy these at like Magnolia. So that's what I'm using, an AudioQuest lifter for the cable. Okay, as you can see. So now, obviously, this is the Griffin VIP Series cable, speaker cable. I'm breaking in right now the AudioQuest Dragon Zeros speaker cables. I was told I am assuming here, okay? I am assuming they need about roughly at least 500 hours. These are brand new. So I don't really have, the only thing I can tell you guys, it's very special sounding. Initially, the impression is very, very positive. Okay, now, right now, it's still a little, not congested, but the sound stage doesn't sound as wide as it did with my Odin. But keep in mind, my Odin was already broken in. So this cable will change over time. I expect that to happen. Now, also remember all the work I did, right? Now I bought these VIP series, right? These cables, the XLRs. I bought the power cords, the Dragon power cords, right? And remember, I was working with the Odin speaker cables, and I got the sound to be spectacular. But now with a new speaker cable, now I wonder if the reason why the sound stage is probably not as wide so far, could it be because the speaker cable is new? Or could it be because it doesn't get along with my Griffin VIP Series XLR? Could it be that? See, when you introduce a new cable, you may have to make other changes. Now I may have to see if maybe another XLR could be the one that does it, or maybe another power cord. As you know, I'm using, in case you're wondering, I am using an Odin on the DAC. And if you can see here, I'm using the Griffin on the Griffin on the DAC and an Odin on the clock. Okay, that's what I'm doing. And so, could it be that maybe I need to rework and think about different power cord? I do not know. But that goes to show you what I said. When you change something, be prepared to have to make other adjustments to accommodate the item you're bringing in. That's a fact, especially at this level. Okay, so stay tuned. I am going to give you a clip, maybe tomorrow night, of what everything sounds like right now with the Dragon speaker cables, not really fully broken in. So I want you all to get an idea of what it sounds like. Okay, AudioQuest Dragon, I believe the MSRP is very high. I mean, it's going to be pretty much Nordos Odin 1 category level. That's basically the price point of those cables. My initial impression is positive. That's all I'm going to say for now. And so those are 2 updates. And guys, the third update, as you know, I have the Martin Logans here, and I also have the Magnepans. Guys, it's getting very tight in my room right now with a lot of things, and I feel like the time has come. I cannot keep 3 speakers. I thought I could do it. Unfortunately, it is impossible due to the space that I have here and a lot of things always happening. I gotta free up some room, because what happens is if I have too many items, then the sound on my main speakers begins, believe it or not, it begins to interact with what I have here. All the space that these speakers take. So I made the decision, and believe me, it was very tough to arrive at this, decision, to basically sell my Martin Logan 13As. I'm going to be listing those speakers online. If I'm very honest, guys, and maybe I am going to expand and articulate on this, I prefer the Magnepan 20.7s over the Martin Logan 13As. Stay tuned. I'm going to do a video as to why I do prefer the 20.7s over the Martin Logan 13As. The main reason right now that you need to know why right now, one of the main reasons is, guys, I have the room for the 20.7s. Okay? And I don't know if tomorrow I may not have a dedicated room where I can try these speakers, where I can actually have the opportunity to play with them. Most of you guys probably wish you could put that speaker in your room if you have the space, but you don't. And I am blessed to have the opportunity to bring it here and put it wherever I want and play with it. And it's very, very fun. And so I'm thinking, why do that? Why do that to the speaker that I can enjoy now, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to enjoy it someday? That's one reason, logically, my logic said, it's time. It's a speaker that I think it's quite special. Of course, the Martin Logan has the bottom end because of the power woofers and whatnot, but at the end of the day, that ribbon tweeter is really magical. I think it's a great, I would call it B speaker, meaning, my main speaker, my B speaker for a more affordable setup. I think it just does a lot of things right. I think it's very exciting to play with. It's a lot of fun. I'm also contemplating at some point bringing fuses and even the mic stands. And I might even go as far as trying subwoofers. I don't know. I might do that at some point. I'm not promising that right now, guys, but it's in the back of my head at some point. So stay tuned for more. The Magnepan will stay. The Martin Logans will go. Unfortunately, I just don't really feel like I can keep everything here. I realize 2 speakers is all I can do. And so more to come on the Magnepan 20.7s. And in case you're wondering, yes, I did sell 2 of my RELs. They're gone. I do not need 4. I had 4, but only 2 were being used for my home theater. Okay, only 2 of them. I'm only using, now I sold the ones on the top that were not being used. I kept the ones that I've been using, and those have enough bass for me to be happy. And in addition to that, I like the fact that there is now more room there for these speakers to do their magic. So I love that. Okay, and then finally, guys, the last part was why I feel that I qualify to be an audio consultant. That's a very loaded question, I must say, but I'm prepared to answer it. For me, I think not just with audio, I think anything in general, in life in general. I don't know if you guys are aware of a situation that was happening with a comedian. Her name is Monique. She's an African-American comedian who was trying to negotiate a comedy special with Netflix. And so she was offered $250,000 for a 1-hour special, to which she declined. She said, I am not going to be getting paid $250,000 when I have all this extensive resume with everything I've done in the 90s and 2000, and I have all this history, this track record of doing the things that I've been doing. You paid Amy Schumer, again, another comedian, a white comedian, if you don't know. You paid Amy Schumer $12 million, and you're offering me $250,000. She's like, I was doing comedy while Amy Schumer wasn't even born yet. So the point she was trying to make is I deserve to get paid just as much, if not more, based on my track record. Netflix came back and said, no, take it or leave it. The difference here is Amy Schumer is relevant. Amy Schumer is selling arenas. Amy Schumer is happening right now. She is selling tickets. She has people's attention. Yes, you do have a great resume. but it's gone. That page has turned. You're not doing anything today to keep you relevant. You haven't sold arenas in a while. You haven't done X, Y, and Z. You don't have any tours. You haven't done anything recent that you can use as leverage. The point I'm trying to make here, guys, is in audio is the same, guys. You could have built systems for a lot of customers in the 90s and 2000s. In the 2010s, you could have built incredible systems, and you probably have a lot of experience, and you probably have a beautiful background to fall back on. The issue with that is when that becomes a problem is if you're not relevant today, meaning you're retired or you're no longer practicing, or you just know what you know, but you have never really kept up with what's out there, what's up and coming, what the new trends are. In my opinion, when you have any kind of, when you are a professional, regardless of the industry, if you want to continue to get paid or be asking for whatever money you want, whatever that may be, you are relevant. You are keeping up with today's technology, if you are into technology or audio or video or sports or an athlete or whatever you are. You have to be relevant today, in my opinion. People that would hire me are people that want to see this kind of gear. The reality, most of you follow me, if I'm being real here, because of the madness, because of this, because of everything that I put in front of you. I have the credibility to tell you I own it. None of this here, not one item here, with the exception of the 3-meter XLR VIP cable that belongs to the distributor on a higher note because I am waiting for mine to arrive. Everything else here is mine. None of it is borrowed. Not one item here. Nothing. I want to make that clear. I don't get any spiffs. I don't get any manufacturers sending me stuff for free. Here, Jay, free. I don't get any of that. I'm self-financed when it comes to this. And so I feel very, very convinced, deeply convinced that I am qualified to give you an opinion about a product that I have personally owned here, that I have played with. I'm not reading, as I mentioned before, a lot of people out there claim to know it all, and all they've done is read a magazine and then drew a conclusion. But they have no experience with it. Just because you know the Quell KSA 100 from 1996 or whenever that was, doesn't qualify you to understand what a Mephisto does. It's a different line. It's a different product. It's newer. It's got different technology. Everything changes rapidly. So that's the point I'm trying to make is I feel like I keep up with, I really do a great job at keeping up with what's coming out. And review it, and play it, and buy it. Not borrow it, buy it, own it. Have it for at least a month or two, at the very least. And then what? Give you my opinion. Of course, I can't keep everything. It's impossible for me to keep everything in a warehouse. I got to sell stuff to be able to recuperate and go back out there to find the next thing that I want to bring here for you guys. So yeah, it's common sense. Everything you see here eventually will be sold. Right? Because maybe I have an opportunity to sell something because now a door opened and it's allowing me to enter into a different brand or a product that I'm highly interested in bringing. Some of you guys are asking me to bring Tecton speakers. Great. I've heard great things about them. I haven't personally owned them, but I do hear a lot of you guys making a lot of noise about how great they are. And I have no reason to not believe what you're telling me. You guys are probably right. They're probably great speakers. So some of you guys have been, asking me, bring them. They have a 30-day trial, a 60-day trial, and you can return them. I want to be clear on something, guys. I do not, and I want to make sure manufacturers that listen to me, I do not take advantage of you guys' goodwill to give people 30 days to decide if they want to keep it or sell it, or return it, if my intention in reality is just to abuse that. courtesy. I'm not doing that. That's not what I'm doing. I want you guys to understand that I'm not going to take advantage of the manufacturers who are doing that. If I am bringing it here, it's because I am contemplating the product for me, and I'm going to keep it. But I'm not doing it because I know I can return it 30 days and not lose a dime. That's not how I roll. I'm not doing that to any manufacturer. I'm not going to do that. Now, if a manufacturer said to me, Jay, we want our product in your room, please review it, we'll send it to you, and then when you're done, send it back, I'll be more than happy to do that. That's a different story, because I'm not committing to keeping anything. Right? So I just want to be clear, guys, that I feel that I'm very, very up to date with a lot of things. Now, I cannot keep track of everything that's happening. Listen, there's only so much time in a day. And you guys got to understand, I got a family, a job, I got responsibilities. So I have to be smart about what I bring, which component, what makes sense, what doesn't make sense, and where I want to go, in which direction I want to go. Oftentimes, guys, I may have a desire to bring a certain product that you guys have been vocal about. But if I haven't had it, it's because, one, I haven't been able to strike up a deal. Two, I have no sources. Three, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in trying it. And so, remember, I know you guys work very hard for your systems as well. I know you guys work day in, day out to have what you have. And I am not by any means saying that just because I own equipment of this caliber, I am all of a sudden qualified. You guys have seen my videos. I have come from the bottom. I posted a video about my beginning. You guys have seen my journey. I didn't start here. It just happens that I'm here today. And this is another reason why I'm going to be building two systems consisting of a speaker like the Alexia, or maybe, who knows, another speaker, and a Magnapan. So that way I have two different types of presentation, and I'm going to choose maybe another more affordable amplifier than the Mephisto, and put together two systems. So all I have to do is literally wheel the speakers to one side and bring the other speaker in the middle, and then connect everything up and then do videos and shootouts. I am planning to do that to be able to give you guys two different types of budgets or presentations, if you will, so you can understand how things improve as you get better components, or not so much the cheaper you go. Anyhow, lastly, just remember, and I've said it, I'm very honest. I'm not here to bash anyone or their system or their components or any manufacturer. I'm here just to present facts. If you're a manufacturer and I feel you're overcharging because I've reviewed your product and I have a very good reference point on other components, I'm going to call you out. I'm going to put you in front and center, and I'm going to call you out, because I feel that's the right thing to do. So if you're charging $100,000 for something, let me tell you something. It better really, 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 really be worth $100,000. And now, granted, that's an example. I'm just giving you an example. And I feel in my heart that a lot of manufacturers right now that follow me or that are listening to my videos fear to send me something to try. For instance, how many DACs do you guys see out right now? Many different DACs, right? Constantly coming out with a new DAC. Even those manufacturers that are up and coming, and it breaks my heart because a lot of times they don't get a fair shot against the heavy hitters like the DCS, like the MSBs, like the esoterics, and they have to struggle to try to make ends meet because they don't get a fair shot. Magazines, guys, the truth is magazines do not review oftentimes the new startup companies because they're not interested. I'm not going to name magazines, but I've heard this before from a lot of my intimate sources. Up and coming manufacturers have a difficult time penetrating different markets because magazines almost make it impossible for them to get a review. It's all the big heavy hitters that get that priority. And so, as a new company, a new manufacturer, if I'm building a DAC, right, and I'm gonna call it J's whatever MK2 DAC, and the big magazine names do not want to review me, they're not interested. Call us later. Call us next year to see if we have an opportunity to do this. We're booked for the rest of the year with reviews. Okay? What is my other option? My other option is, please, let me figure out where I can put this out there. Social media. Social media is real. You're looking at it. You're looking at it. 10 years from now, all those magazines and all that literature you see, it'll be gone. It'll be gone. It'll be about users like me, like OCD guy that does a lot of things, the reviewers that you see with Steven Guttenberg as well. It'll be about us. It'll be about us smaller guys. It won't be about the magazines anymore. You want to know why? Because first, there's no hidden agendas. There's none of that. And that happens, guys. That just happens. That's nature. That's business. I understand that. Social media is going to take over every magazine. I know a lot of you guys are interested in other hobbies, tennis, racquetballs, whatever it is, soccer. And if you're looking to buy soccer shoes or whatever, I know damn well you're not going to Foot Locker and reading what they have to say about a particular shoe. You're looking at the guy that wears them and looking at their YouTube channel or whatever it is that you're interested in and figuring out what people who have them have to say about them. That's the opinion that counts. Now, that doesn't mean you're not qualified to talk about a product. But to me, when you own the product, that opinion has that much more meaning, much more weight than the person who just gives an opinion but hasn't really owned it. I'm very passionate about this. If I'm speaking somewhat loud, it's because I am a true believer that when you own something, that is, in my opinion, the most qualified opinion about anything in life. You know what I'm saying? And so that's, in a nutshell, what makes me qualified to recommend products. I'm not a dealer. I don't have any lines. My name is nowhere to be found with like associated with brand names. I'm not any of that. I'm a simple guy like you who loves this, who has a wife like you do, who told me to get out of the house and build a garage with a room because she couldn't stand the music. Looks just like a lot of you guys go through right now. I'm that guy. I just happen to have a little more help, if you will, financially from my own efforts to do what I do. And then I just come in here and I just upload a video to give you guys my opinion about it, owning the item. And yes, I will make a bigger effort to be more vocal and to express my feelings in a way that it doesn't make anybody feel hurt, because that's not my intention. I want you all to know that I am not intending to hurt anyone here. That's not what I want. I want you all to just ride with me. I've said it, and just listen to everything I bring. Put your headphones on. You can go into Jay's channel and listen to the Wilson Sasha DAW in a video, and then listen to the Focal in the next video in the same room, hopefully with about the same equipment. Unfortunately, that's the hard part, but you get to hear different pieces, different gear. I want to be that guy. By the time it's 2021, 2022, you'll be able to look at my videos and have 3,000 videos that I have uploaded with 175 speakers, different speakers, 1,000 amplifiers, 1,200 preamplifiers. Give me time. Give me time. I'll be your reference. I'll be your reference that you guys can at least hear it. Please, that's the last thing I want to say. Please buy some decent headphones. Don't put your iPad or iPhone on speakerphone and pretend that that's how things are sounding. That's not how it sounds, guys. I actually spent a little bit of money on a bit better microphone right now so that you guys can hear me better and you can hear the music better. So do the same. I mean, go to Best Buy, buy a, I don't know, this Sennheiser headphone or something. But buy something. If you're serious about your music, you should have headphones anyway, in my opinion. At least for when you travel, so you have decent sound, right? I'm sure we all watch movies on the airplane, so at least that. I know a lot of you guys have headphones. At least do that. Don't tell me that it sounds like garbage on my comments, and I find out you're listening through an iPad, through the speaker of an iPad or on an iPhone or an Android. Okay. Anyway, more to come. Stay tuned for this video. We're about to find out what that does, and I know you guys want to know what that does on the Mephisto. And lastly, there is going to be a massive change, huge change. No, and it doesn't have to do with the Pandora. The Pandora, Griffin Pandora preamplifier is en route. Should have it hopefully next week. And that needs to be, needs to break in, as you know. I'm not going to just throw it under the fire and not know and understand and not give it a fair shot to break in. So, but there is one big change that will occur. All I'm going to say is something will be gone very soon, and something will replace it that will definitely shock many of you. I'll leave it at that. Have a great night, and please subscribe. Thank you for everything, guys.